Hello! You're watching Halloween Movie Creative Commentary with me, the Bard. I'm happy to have you here as we talk about 2007 movie Die-rectorial problems. Basically, this was a movie that was very difficult for me. I had just bought a condo. To give you a little bit of background, I had just relocated to be closer to my girlfriend, who is now my wife. And this was our first Halloween together. And I really didn't have the time to do anything that would even come close to the quality of last year's film, the Somebody's Watching Me video. So I said, alright, what can I possibly do to sort of highlight the fact that I don't have time to make a good movie this year? And I came up with the idea of having the animations on the screen get angry because I wasn't there to do what I was supposed to be doing, and then they come to my house and butcher me. And that was a really funny idea. I was like, alright, we'll roll with this. We'll roll with this. The other change in this film that you'll see is this was the year that I got a Cintiq. For those of you who don't know what a Cintiq is, imagine a regular computer monitor, but you can hold it in your lap, and it has a pen that comes with it. And the pen has tilting and pressure control, which means that instead of having to draw a sketch on paper and then scan it into the computer and then sort of try my best to trace over it with a mouse, I could now pick this monitor up, sit it in my lap, and take the pen and draw right into it. Fantastic. Totally changed the way that I do things. It allows me to not have to draw a box and then push and pull at the corners until it looks kind of like a skull and then do the next one, because that's how I'd worked prior to getting the Cintiq. I'd draw basic shapes and then have to push and pull with the mouse until you got what you want. For one thing, I'm a lefty, and I don't care what anyone says, there is no mouse in the world that is really designed to work with a lefty that you can actually draw with as good as you can with a pen. Don't even try to tell me there's one out there, because you're lying. So, what I did was I said, alright, I'm going to try my hand at the Cintiq. This will be my first real experiment using it, so it gives me a nice playground to work with. But then also, it allows me to sort of get off the hook with coming up with something fantastically awesome, because I'm kind of saying, hey, I don't have time, and my animations are pissed at me for that. So, we will get this movie started. Let me pull up my control. So, like all good movies that I've ever done, we start off with a dark, vague scene, and then we slowly pan out to see what's going on. You can tell right off the bat that it's a recycled scene from 2005 and 2006. The crunching noises were actually a recording of me eating a ham sandwich at work on my lunch break. And what I did was I just heavily modulated it and made it sound as absolutely as I could, and then I just cranked the pitch down until it sounded like disgusting, flesh-rendering nastiness, which I was actually really proud of. I also really liked the concept of the song, Billie Holiday's All of Me. It was just, once I heard it, I was like, okay, take all of me? It's like, this has to be someone being eaten. And then the doctor here is the first real example you can see of the Cintiq at work. His eye blink was actually hand-drawn. All frames of the blink, I drew. Normally, I set, it's called keyframes. You set a thing here and you set a thing there, and then the computer automatically does it. With this one, I drew every piece of the blink. Frankenstein was another fun one, also drawn using the Cintiq. I just thought, what a great idea. They hate me because I'm not doing the movie to their specifications, so now they're going to come out and butcher me. And that was a fun concept. I wish that I could sort of flesh it out a little bit more, but I thought the satirical concept was enough to make it float. And there's more examples of the Cintiq at work. you can just see with the shading on the finger and the hand that it's a nice new level of detail that I can bring to the work. Ah yes, good old Cromwell. And like the other one, the other scene, I thought it was great to have the song be a funny little spin-off of what's going on in the scene. So there's my fancy new Jeep, new at the time. And that is actually what my condo looks like. Again, this was a scene drawn on the Cintiq. And there's actually a lot of stuttering that happens. Part of that is because the amount of detail I'd put into it was really more than Flash was designed to handle. So anytime like the skeleton zoom, I don't even know if I'm going to get it to work on YouTube, because right now it doesn't work right. It just jumps because there's just so much information. And this is Lauren's first and I believe last time appearing in the actual movie. You can see me over to the side. My hand is dangling above the pool of blood. I normally don't like to get gruesome, but I thought it was a really funny idea that I would have my body stuck in a tree for her to find the next morning. I thought about having a scream in there, but I was like, nah, I think it's funnier to just end it on the ding dong. That's funny. I hope you enjoyed this, because I am, and that's what matters most of all.